Hello and welcome. I'm Parul Sharma and you're watching Zoom TV. Today I have with me the stellar cast of the upcoming show, The Great Indian Murder. Please join me in welcoming Ashutosh Rana, Shashank Arora and Paoli Dam. Hello everyone, welcome.
Hi, Parul. Hi, hello.
Diving right in, Ashutosh sir, you have previously revealed that director Tigmanshu Dhulia had asked you to come unprepared to the set for your character in this show. I want to know what goes through an actor's mind when an instruction like that comes from the master of the ship.
That was expected from Tigmanshu Dhulia and that was my preparation कि मैं unprepared उनके यहाँ जाऊँ. तो ये preparation का ही एक part होता है कि आप unprepared जाएं और ये तभी संभव होता है जब आप prepared होते हैं.
So are you someone who likes to be given the leeway to sort of go on set and improv and not have too many instructions, or do you like having a sort of structure and sort of knowing exactly what to do and what comes where? As an artist, what do you prefer?
नहीं, I believe in truth of the moment. मैं बिल्कुल भी अपने आप को क्लीन स्लेट के तौर पे छोड़ता हूँ और मैं अपनी कोई प्लानिंग नहीं करता. मेरा काम है एग्जीक्यूट करने का. प्लानिंग का काम होता है डायरेक्टर का, राइटर का, और उसको एक मजदूर के तौर पे, जैसे एक जो आर्किटेक्ट होता है वो आपको नक्शा देता है और मिस्त्रियों का काम होता है, मजदूरों का काम होता है उस नक्शे के मुताबिक उस इमारत को बना देना. तो मैं ट्रुथ ऑफ द मोमेंट में विश्वास रखता हूँ.
ये आपकी ब्रिलियंस है. Shashank, you've spent a lot of time in your life studying acting, filmmaking, and other aspects of this industry, and you've had like professional training to hone your craft as well. In your opinion, how important do you feel it is for someone in this profession, particularly, to have that kind of knowledge and background? Like, do you think it makes a difference?
Thank you for asking that. Very nice question. इन एवरी फील्ड एक वक्त था, आई थिंक 1600 में या 1700 में एक वक्त था जब कोई डॉक्टर बनना चाहता था तो अपनी माँ या पिता को बोलता था कि मैं डॉक्टर बनना चाहता हूँ. तो उसे बोला जाता था, यार तुम ऑक्सफोर्ड जाओगे, अभी यूनिवर्सिटी खुली है उधर ऑक्सफोर्ड में, तुम क्या डॉक्टर पढ़ोगे? इधर एक पेड़ है, पेड़ के नीचे जाके झाड़ू हिलाओ और टोना है, टोका बोलो और बंदा ठीक हो जाएगा. हम अभी डार्क एजेस में हैं एक्टिंग की. वी आर इन द डार्क एजेस ऑफ एक्टिंग वेयर we have to ask such questions. Of course, it is essential to study cinema. It is essential to study acting. That doesn't mean तुम वो ना पढ़ के एक्टर नहीं बन सकते या अच्छे एक्टर नहीं हो सकते. पर अगर तुमने सिनेमा पढ़ा होता, तुम अपनी एक बेटर वर्जन होते. So it's very important to study the craft. Acting is a science of behavior. Acting equally is an art. So it's essential, much like any other craft, much like any other science, much like psychology, to study acting. और उससे हम अपना एक बेहतर वर्जन बन जाते हैं.
Absolutely, that's a nice fresh take to have on it. Paoli, initially coming from regional cinema and going on to get pan-India acceptance and even international recognition, what are some of like the struggles and obstacles or hurdles that you think people and other actors should be made aware of, which aren't highlighted or talked about that much when you don't traditionally sort of start off in Bollywood in India?
I think there's a lot of hurdles and hindrances in life if you take it as a hurdle or a hindrance.
Sure.
For me, each and everything, whatever hurdles that has come my way till now, I took it as an experience. Because I didn't know that this is going to come in front of me. Frankly speaking, we are talking about acting, we are talking about cinema. I never had any ambition in life that I wanted to be an actor. It happened for me just like that. The question you asked Shashank about formal training. I didn't have any formal training, unfortunately, because I come from a background where I'm the first person in this industry, in this field. After I started working, I felt that this could have been the best thing that happened in my life. Like through cinema, I get to live so many different lives. I get to travel so many places, meet so many actors, eat so many food, like local food, local cuisine. Yeah, I love traveling. So it somehow enriches you as a human being. It makes you evolve as a person. And once I started working in cinema, I realized that this is something I need to do seriously now. So I started reading more, watching more, different platforms, performances in different platforms. Now we are talking about OTT, so that is again another platform.
Sure.
So there will be hurdles, there will be a lot of obstacles, but depends how you perceive it, how you take it, whether you take it as a hurdle, whether you take it as a negativity, or you take it as a positivity to move forward. So for me, it is always positive things which I like taking and move forward. Yeah. So just if for the you just mentioned about for the people who wants to come into this field, is it's important to groom yourself, train yourself. It's not just physical. We
Sure.
keep on like talking about gym, six packs, like good looks and all that. But apart from that, also, it's a mental, it's a mental training of an actor. As actors prepare. So it's about everything. When your mind, soul, body, when it comes to a sync, that when you start reacting, behaving, or performing, and yeah, it's a beautiful art. Like you just have to sink in. That's it. And
Absolutely.
forget everything.
I asked Prateek a similar question on my other interview, and even he was very positive about it. So I appreciate this like positive outlook towards this. Ashutosh sir, having heard you speak and watched your interviews, it's very clear that you're an extremely self-aware individual and you have a certain level of enlightenment, I would say, which we don't see that often, especially in today's day and age. How important do you feel these traits are in a person and especially in the profession of acting?
हम लोग जो जिस फील्ड में हैं, जैसे आप एक्टिंग कहते हैं, तो हम लोगों के पास साल्वेशन का बहुत बड़ा मौका है. हम अपनी तमाम इच्छाओं को, क्योंकि हर इंसान के अंदर बहुत सारी इच्छाएं होती हैं और एक जीवन में वो सारी इच्छाएं पूरी नहीं कर सकते हैं, लेकिन हमें भिन्न भिन्न किस्म के कैरेक्टर्स करते रहने के मौके मिलते हैं, तो हम भले ही कुछ पल के लिए, लेकिन उन तमाम इच्छाओं की पूर्ति कहीं ना कहीं अभिनय के माध्यम से हम करते जाते हैं. और अभिनय जो है वो आपकी अंदर से बाहर की यात्रा और बाहर से अंदर की यात्रा है. जैसे एक बड़ा ब्रह्मांड बाहर है, वैसे ही उस बड़े ब्रह्मांड का छोटा रूप आपके अंदर है. आप छोटे ब्रह्मांड है, रिप्लिका है वो आपका. तो बड़े ब्रह्मांड और छोटे ब्रह्मांड के बीच में जो आप लय से लय मिला देते हैं, जुगलबंदी कर देते हैं, तो वो निश्चित रूप से एक व्यक्ति के रूप में आपको पहले से अधिक परिष्कृत करती है, समझदार करती है, आपकी दृष्टि में विस्तार करती है. क्योंकि नहीं तो होता ये है कि हम अपनी दृष्टि की सीमा को सृष्टि की सीमा समझ लेते हैं, जबकि हमारी दृष्टि की सीमा हो सकती है, सृष्टि की सीमा
कोई सीमा नहीं है.
कोई सीमा नहीं है. तो मेरा ये मानना है कि, और कलाकार का मतलब ही होता है जो निराकार को साकार करे वो कलाकार. आपने प्रेम देखा है क्या? अगर आप कहें कि प्रेम क्या होता है, डिफाइन कीजिए, तो कोई भी एक्टर या कोई भी व्यक्ति आपसे कहेगा कि मैं आपको एक्सपीरियंस करा सकता हूँ, लेकिन एक्सप्रेस नहीं कर सकता.
राइट.
मीठा कैसा होता है, तो हम आपको गुड़ खिला देंगे, शक्कर खिला देंगे, हम आपसे कह देंगे कि ये होता है मीठा. लेकिन अगर वो आदमी कहे कि नहीं, इसको आप डिफाइन कीजिए शब्दों में, तो आप इन तमाम निराकार भावों को साकार करने की कला में सिद्ध होते हैं, इसलिए आप कलाकार रहे.
Absolutely. Sir, I want to take a moment to tell you, I was in Shilim when you guys had gone to promote Aranyak, and I couldn't get an interview with you at the time because of time constraints, but मैंने बहुत सुना था कि आपसे बात करना बहुत अच्छा लगता है, and I'm experiencing it right now, so I'm very appreciative of this fact. Okay. Shashank, your first major titular role was in Titli, which went on to compete at Cannes and immediately sort of got you several award show nominations as well. Then Brahman Naman went on to compete at Sundance, and later Manto again went to Cannes. You are actually part of a pretty elite group in Bollywood because not many actors can boast of this. How valuable and valued do you feel these achievements have been in your filmography and your career graph?
As an actor, it's an honor to have my film in Cannes, to go there and meet directors like Abbas Kiarostami and some of the masters who I never even dreamed that I would get to see or meet, let alone them watching my film and liking my work. It's a blessing. I value it a lot. I don't know your question, if it's coming from a perspective where you're asking me, is it valued in our country? Uh, uh, we, as of right now, value a different type of cinema. We're going through we're going through a very tough time of our lives, and we value escapism as much as reality. And so perhaps these awards you're talking about are not as talked about in our country, but they're as meaningful.
Absolutely.
And I feel very lucky to have my film in Sundance or Cannes, and I feel it was a dream of mine from being a young kid to have my film there, to meet these people. So yeah.
Did it sort of open the kind of doors that you wish it should have in your career till now?
Honestly, I wish there was a broader avenue for me to work in my own country as well. But I guess I have to work towards that, because it's a different playground, and it's a different sensibility, and perhaps the sort of cinema I like is not commercially as viable here. Um,
Right.
but it is a fight, and it's not a new fight. Actors
Yeah.
much better than me and much older than me, be it Nasir sir, Om sir, Ashutosh Rana, you have all these wonderful actors. They've been fighting this fight since uh, the beginning of acting, where they've been doing much incredible work with such great reality, but perhaps that reality is not the requirement of that time.
Sure.
And so, yeah, it's a very long discussion, but a very good question you asked, man.
We will take it offline and online again on some other chat then. Okay. Paoli, over the years, you have played a lot of strong, opinionated characters. And as an individual, you don't shy away from voicing your opinion in public. And it's very refreshing to see someone in the public eye sort of take important stances personally and professionally and not feel the need to stay neutral. Where do you kind of stand on the debate of public personalities talking about important issues? Like, do you feel there should be some sort of responsibility on some degree to speak out whenever you can, in whichever way you can?
There has to be a responsibility when it comes. You're a civilian, you're a citizen of a country, and so when you're talking about any matter, like on any topic, there has to be some responsibility. So, as an actor, what I feel is that it's not just talking about, like, not just verbally talking, also uh, thinking the way, like also the characters or the films you choose to do, that also reflects your mindset and what
Sure.
you want to say. So strong, opinionated characters, which you said, mostly I was really fortunate enough to work with some of the stalwarts, some of the best in Bengal industry, Bengal directors, and playing more female oriented films, because when we talk about, when we debate about on these like women empowerment, so I felt, like as an actor, as a creative person, it is my voicing about certain matters should come through my cinema.
Sure.
So the films, the characters I choose, that should talk more than me personally. Yes, that's my way of showing, I am there for women empowerment, and yeah, yeah. You don't need to constantly keep on arguing on certain matter. If you believe in women empowerment, it's better you behave like that. So
Right.
that's what I always used to feel like, the choice of the films, which talks about all the taboos of the society, and like how the women, they are being treated in today's time or earlier times. Like, I love doing period films, so all these things, when you bring in together,
Sure.
it reflects your personality. So I always wanted that to do.
And personally, do you feel at all that it is someone who's in the public eye, their duty to sort of talk out about things that are important, or like topics that should be addressed, or is it a to each his own sort of thing?
See, especially when you're in a public eye, So people look up to you, what you're talking, how you're talking, and on what relevant topics you're talking. So it is, of course, people they are want to know more from you. So it is
Sure.
important. There has to be like you need to speak out. You need to speak your mind, and but of course, the choice of words, that's most important. That balance has to be there, like not antagonizing people, but bringing them within your boundary and making them understand this is what I want to tell you. So
Sure.
ऐसा नहीं कि you need to like वो enmity नहीं करना है मुझे,
Hmm.
प्यार से समझाना है, and that is most important, yeah.
That's a lovely way to put it. Lastly, the murder mystery and thriller genres have been explored in infinite ways over the years, as we all know. What do each of you feel are certain key elements that make for the perfect mix in a whodunit, and how does the Great Indian Murder fare on that scale?
That's a very nice question.
Thanks, I'm just
I
complimenting my
really like it.
question.
At least you're not asking, at least you're not asking how was the experience of
Yeah.
6 suspects, and it's nice to hear that, you're just, you're
or just a
curious.
fun moment, yeah.
And, bless you. The elements
I
of a
appreciate
whodunit, very awesome. Whodunits are lovely, usual suspects, some of the most amazing whodunits. The element I think that makes a whodunit really interesting is when you are involved with the character. It could have all the beautiful stylistic elements. It could have a great murder. It could have great sound effects. It could be shot beautifully. But if I do not feel empathetic towards the character or understand their journey, what they're going through, and relate to it, then it's meaningless. And I've seen a lot of whodunits in my life, some which were terrible, and some which were not. And most of the terrible ones were made in India. I hope this is, I'm just being honest. And so
Yeah, fair.
I hope this is separated. I hope you like it. This was made with a lot of detailing. Tigmanshu Dhulia sir is a great storyteller. He understands that people relate to characters. He understands that it's what the reality, what the experience, what the emotional connection, relationships, more than the scale, more than the visual glamour of it, more than so I have a feeling we have the correct elements here. Are the correct characters? Are these beautiful actors and this great director, and they brought it together? These loving characters, these characters are edible. I hope you guys like it.
I'm sure we will. Ashutosh, what about you?
देखिए, ये डिटेक्टिव सीरीज नहीं है, ये मिस्टीरियस सीरीज है, और इसमें इमोशनल ड्रामा है, और इमोशन पूरा का पूरा इसमें हर कैरेक्टर का इन्वॉल्वमेंट या इंटरलिंक्ड ये एक दूसरे के साथ इस कदर है कि आपको हर किरदार की अपनी एक कहानी, अपनी एक जर्नी इसमें दिखाई देगी, और फिर सारी की सारी चीजें अलग अलग तरीके से आते हुए किसी एक जगह पे जाके जुड़ती हुई नजर आ रही हैं। तो जैसा कि हमने कहा कि ये डिस्कवर करने वाली कहानी है, तो इसका हर चैप्टर जो है या इसका हर कदम जो है वो बड़ा रोचक है, बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है, और बड़े इंटरेस्टिंग किरदारों से भरा हुआ है। ये अकेला अगर आप देखें तो इसमें साइकी है, इसमें इमोशन है, इसमें एक किस्म का, इसमें आपको सारे के सारे नौरस देखने के लिए मिलेंगे, क्योंकि मर्डर होना कोई आम बात नहीं होती है। लेकिन फिर अगर इस सीरीज का नाम द ग्रेट इंडियन मर्डर रखा है, तो फिर मर्डर के अंदर ऐसी क्या ग्रेटनेस हो सकती है, या इसको क्यों ऐसा ग्रेटनेस कहा गया है, तो उसके पीछे क्या कारण है, तो ये आपको 4 फरवरी से देखने के लिए मिलेगा।
Sure. Paoli, what about you?
See, when the captain of the ship, like both of them, whatever they said, it's absolutely agree on that point. Adding to it, like when the captain of the ship is Tigmanshu Dhulia, he is a master in adapting unique stories and then transforming it into a space, into a narrative, which I think an audience from any region, they can resonate with. That is the uniqueness of working with a master like him. And I think, and also the actors like Ashutosh Sir, Shashank, Richa, Prateek, Raghuveer Yadav ji, then Sharib Hashmi, Jatin Goswami, and they're all fantastic. And it's a brilliant ensemble cast. And I'm also there, so I feel like really happy to be a proud and part of it. I think something unique, is वो एक feeling होती है ना, like how to express it, I don't know. While working on a project, you understand that something special is going to happen, happening, or in the process of happening. So I felt it while that's a vibe which that instantly I felt while entering the set for the first day, and I think people will love this great Indian murder. Yeah.
And the fact that it's adapted from like a book, I know I mean the usual saying is that the things that you adapt onto screen usually don't manage to live up to a book, simply because a book has so much more time and space and length to sort of give you all the character developments and all of that. Is there any sort of like pressure to, invariably they're sort of compared, right? An adaptation from a book onto screen. So are there any sort of pressures that any of you feel might come up, because there will be that invariable sort of comparison between show and book?
Far richer in history than cinema will be for the next 2,300 years. Literature is, contemporary literature is at least 2,000 years old or 2,500 years old. The Greek tragedies and so cinema को बहुत वक्त लगेगा यार literature का एक हिस्सा करने में. तो but as an actor, I can't be concerned with that. मैं जब एक कैरेक्टर को निभाता हूँ, मेरा काम है स्क्रिप्ट में जो कैरेक्टर लिखा गया उसको जीवन देना. अगर मैं उस वरी में कुछ चिंता में पड़ जाऊं कि इस कहानी में किरदार कैसे लिखा गया है, तो शायद मैं किरदार ना निभा पाऊँ. मैं वो प्रेशर, राइटर का प्रेशर, वो प्रेशर आई थिंक ऑन प्रोडक्शन लेवल ज्यादा होते हैं. We manage to So I'm just being honest. I don't think that's a concern as an actor at all, and I don't think any actor should be pressured with something like that.
Sure. आशुतोष साहब, आप क्या कह रहे थे?
नहीं, मैं इस बात को मानता हूं कि अगर आप 6 सस्पेक्ट्स देखेंगे जो विकास स्वरूप जी का उपन्यास है, तो विकास स्वरूप उन राइटर्स में से हैं जो किसी पर्सन के ऊपर नहीं लिखते, किसी पर्सनैलिटी के ऊपर नहीं लिखते, वो मेंटालिटी के ऊपर लिखते हैं. और मेंटालिटी जो होती है वो वर्ल्ड वाइड आपको वैसे मेंटालिटी आपको देखने के लिए मिल जाएगी. एक होती है आइडियोलॉजी और एक होती है मेंटालिटी. तो जब मेंटालिटी की आप बात कर रहे हैं तो वो आदमी अपर क्लास में भी हो सकता है, मिडिल क्लास में भी हो सकता है, लोअर क्लास में भी हो सकता है. तो वो उन मानसिकताओं के बीच के द्वंद्व की जब वो बात करते हैं, तो मैं इसको 6 सस्पेक्ट को देखता हूं तो एक 6 सेंसेस की तरह से देखता हूं कि जैसे जो हमारे और आपके जीवन में 6 सेंसेस का जो इम्पोर्टेंट है और जो चीज है, तो उसको ट्रांसलेट करने के लिए किसी भी किताब को जब आप सिनेमा के ऊपर लेकर आते हैं, तो निश्चित रूप से किताब की अपनी खूबसूरती होती है, लेकिन सिनेमा की अपनी खूबसूरती होती है. सिनेमा में उस किताब में जो निर्देशक ने, राइटर ने, जो उन अभिनेताओं के माध्यम से, क्योंकि लेखक की जो यात्रा होती है वो अकेले की यात्रा होती है, लेकिन उसकी एक कृति को इतने सारे लोग जब इतनी सारी एनर्जीज मिलके एक साथ लेकर चल रहे होते हैं, तो फिर उसका अपना एक प्लेटफॉर्म होता है. तो उसके प्रभाव जो होते हैं वो अलग अलग होते हैं. इसमें अच्छे बुरे के हिसाब से ना कहें, हम इसमें ये कहें कि इसके प्रभाव अलग होते हैं. तो निश्चित रूप से प्रभाव अलग पड़ेगा आपको.
Appreciating in different ways. Absolutely. Paoli, would you like to add something?
See, most of the films which I have done so far, they have been taken from literature. So what I've realized all these years, like the interest point of the audience, from the audience perspective, is already very high. So that is the first and foremost, I think it's very important also. Like it's a audio visual medium, which the audience needs to also feel attracted to watch, right? So since it is already a very popular book, and there will be a chance of, obviously people, means अरे ये character तो ऐसा नहीं था, अरे ये तो इससे भी जो लिखा है उससे भी तो ज्यादा बेहतर है. So that comparison, yeah, it's okay. Like audience should have the right to like voice an opinion. That's important. You
Right.
know, that what makes your craft or your work more interesting. So from that point, I think we are already in a space where we are in a good space that way. Like people wants to watch it, people have read the book, and they have seen the trailer. They find it extremely engaging, and yeah. So but yeah, what Shashank was telling, like there shouldn't be any pressure for the like actors, you know, like
Right.
we just the pressure is only there whether I'm performing my part well or not, whether I'm doing my part well or not, especially when it comes to an ensemble cast.
Yeah.
So but that's a very challenging, more than a pressure, it's more of a challenge, you know, like whether I can do like not just you know 50% or 70% or 80%, not just 100%, if I can give 500% to this. So challenge wahi hai, otherwise I won't call it a pressure, I would call it a challenge. Yeah.
इसको जो पावली ने कहा वो बहुत अच्छी बात कही। इसको एक्टर्स के लिए प्रेशर की बात नहीं है, ये प्लेजर की बात है कि आप किसी एक ऐसे प्रसिद्ध उपन्यास के ऊपर आप काम कर रहे हैं जिसको ऑलरेडी जो बेस्ट सेलर है, जिसको पाठकों ने हाथों हाथ लिया हुआ है। तो ये हमारे लिए प्लेजर की बात है कि आप एक एस्टेब्लिश नॉवेल के उन तमाम किरदारों को अभिनीत करने जा रहे हैं जो ऑलरेडी लोगों के मन मस्तिष्क में चल रहे हैं, बैठे हुए हैं। लेकिन अब किस तरीके से हैं, कैसे हैं, वो क्या उनकी कल्पना के साथ वो मिलते हैं कि नहीं मिलते हैं पाठकों की कल्पना के साथ, तो इस बात का आनंद है हमारे लिए और हमारी कोशिश है, और मुझे लगता है कि वो मिलेंगे भी।
Absolutely, I completely agree. Thank you so much, guys. It's been a pleasure to chat with you all, and good luck for all your future endeavors.
Thank you so much. Same here. Same here. Thank you.
Bye. Have a nice day.
Bye.